Republican candidate Herschel Walker has been having a very tough time in his Senate bid in the state of Georgia. He is still trailing Raphael Warnock, the incumbent Democrat. And so Republicans have decided we've got to lend Herschel Walker a helping hand, right? Reports have been coming out for the last 2 weeks, Republican strategists, Republican insiders saying we have to help this guy because things are so bad, and he's really bad at this. So in comes Brian Kilmeade from Fox and Friends on Fox News. Brian Kilmeade decided to do Herschel Walker quite possibly the biggest favor ever, sat him down one-on-one, gave him probably the easiest interview that anybody could ever even ask for, and Herschel Walker fumbled the entire thing. So take a look at this clip. These are just some highlights of this ridiculous interview that Brian Kilmeade tried to use to rehab Herschel Walker, and Walker unfortunately just couldn't run with the ball there. Take a look.
The policies that the Democrat has are not working.
There's a debate October 16th.
Warnock has accepted 3 invitations to debate his opponent, Herschel Walker.
Yet Herschel Walker still refuses to agree to any debate.
Why wouldn't you commit to October 16th?
Well, one of the first things you got to think about, a debate is for the people, not for any press or for any political party. He keep talking about debates because he don't want to talk about his terrible record.
Within a week of you getting the nomination, out comes revelations about 3 children they say you haven't acknowledged in the past. We know about your son, Christian. What about the 3 others?
I've acknowledged my other kids, and the thing I didn't acknowledge them here because, and now my daughter, people have seen her at some of the functions I've been at. My 2 youngest kids, I'm not going to acknowledge them because I don't want them to be under any kind of scrutiny. One of the problems Christian has, he finished his last year in college with security guards. Well, why do we have to live in a country that people have to have security guards because we believe in something different than you believe in?
Are you involved in their lives?
Oh, I've always been involved in their life. Those little boys, I love them to death, and they know that their dad loves them, and that's what counts.
What about your work at the FBI? You said in the past you worked for the FBI. Did you?
No, I never said I worked with the FBI. I said I've been to the FBI, training with the FBI, which I did.
You talked about the air and China's air and our air.
Our good air decided to float over to China, bad air. So when China gets our good air, their bad air got to move.
And what did you mean by that?
You know that is very simple. We have clean air here. China do not have clean air. And I said, we're doing our part.
So you rip up the Paris climate deal until China and Russia have bought in.
Well, everybody got to buy in. Don't you think everybody got to buy in? If everybody don't buy in, what do we do?
All eyes are on Georgia right now.
First and foremost, let's point out something about the interview itself, right? This thing is pre-taped. So they had the opportunity, they could have edited things out, like if Herschel Walker was just being incredibly stupid, you know, if he was saying things that didn't make any sense because it's pre-recorded, they could just say, you know what, let's just get that part out of there because it doesn't really help us out. Like they could have crafted this entire thing to make him look as good as humanly possible. And honestly, I think they did. And I think what you just saw is kind of what was left. Like those are the only good parts you could leave in there, really, without just cutting Herschel Walker out completely. So let's start with the claims, right? Like, oh, your kids, right? You lied about your kids. You didn't tell your campaign about your kids. That caused obviously a lot of turmoil with the campaign. He's like, well, I wanted to protect them from the media. I didn't want them to, you know, go through what my son Christian has done. Now, for the record, Christian Walker has been exceptionally outspoken on social media, putting out videos, attacking Democrats. All of the, I guess, attacks, if you want to call them that have gone against Christian Walker have been because he has put himself out there. Okay? He is not standing neutral on the sidelines being attacked by everybody. No, he goes out, levels attacks, people fire back. That's what tends to happen on social media, whether you're a politician or just a regular individual. You attack somebody, they're going to come back at you. So he did this to himself. I do not have any sympathy for him. Furthermore, debunking Herschel Walker's claim that I never lied about my kids, you didn't tell anybody about him. You didn't tell anybody about him even before you ran for office. So your excuse of, well, I wanted to protect him from... No. You didn't tell people about them before you even entered politics. So you can't say that politics is why you kept them secret. That is an absolute lie. A lie that, of course, Brian Kilmeade let him just sit there and tell because, hey, why not, right? Then, of course, the whole debate thing, like, well, debates are supposed to be for the people, and he doesn't want to talk about issues. What the hell do you think a debate is, bud? You get up there and you debate issues. I genuinely am confused here that Herschel Walker doesn't actually know what a debate is. That's what I got from his statement there. Like, no, he doesn't want to talk about issues. He does. You're just afraid that you're going to look like a damn fool if you get up on a debate stage because you don't know anything about politics. You're in way over your head. And that's why you're running away from him. The FBI claim, like, oh, you said you worked for the FBI. I didn't ever say that. I said I went there. I went to the office one time. No, you didn't. You've made repeated claims over the years, again, even before you entered politics, that you actually worked for the FBI. That you worked for and with law enforcement. Those are claims that you've made. You can't just sit there and be like, no, that didn't happen, because it did happen. It's on the record. There are clips of it. It's easily provable. Then the China air thing, right? You know, what did you mean by China sending their bad air over here? And then he once again gets into issues that he doesn't quite understand, saying, we've got good air here in the United States. Dude, we got thousands of people in the United States that die every single year from air pollution and air pollution related diseases. We do not have good air here in the United States. I'm not saying it's as bad as China's, but we don't have good air. And again, thousands of people die every year from it. And then, of course, China's sending their bad air. China doesn't control where the air goes. Yes, China has a very severe pollution problem that needs to be addressed. Yes, if we want to address the issue of climate change, we do have to get everybody on board. I'll give him that. He's actually not wrong about that. But that is, unfortunately, the only thing that he is not wrong about in that particular interview that, again, was meant to rehab his whole image. His campaign is going down in flames. Every poll out there shows that he is losing to Raphael Warnock. Of course, not by as big of a margin as we would like to think. I mean, he could still pull this thing off, which is terrifying. And if he continues to get coached, if groups like Fox News continue to go out there and give him, these softball interviews, he is going to be able to rehab parts of his image, and that is what is terrifying. You heard in that clip yourself, this man lies about everything. He's been lying about everything throughout his whole campaign. He makes things up. He doesn't understand how the world or the political world even works. This is not the kind of person that needs to be sent to the Senate. This is dangerous, actually. A dangerously incompetent individual is like 5 points away from heading to the United States Senate. Only the people of Georgia can stop it, so for the love of God, people of Georgia, take a good hard look at this individual, because this is not the kind of person that you want to send to the U.S. Senate. This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.